Hi everyone and welcome to the French Cooking Academy, the channel that's gonna uplift your French cooking skill, that's right. But before we start, we need to talk about health and safety. Okay, I know it's a show that's being done from home, but still there's a few rules we need to know before we can start cooking. The one thing to remember, or the one sentence, is always as follows. Your safety and the safety of others around you always takes priority. So whatever you do, make sure you do it in a safe way, keep a safe environment. If you have kids, if you get friends around or whatever, make sure it's always safe. Keep an eye on everyone and yourself. That's the most important. Next, we arrive in the kitchen, we have to wear a uniform. As you can see, I'm wearing cotton because it's safest, it doesn't really take fire that easily. So please do not wear silk, garment, scarf, a loose belt, necklace, etc., etc. You want something nice and tight and clean. Next thing, how do you do? I'm using an apron. You know, it's a bit of a uniform, as you like the army, yeah, a little bit. So, simple apron made of cotton around the waist, always handy. Bang. Tea towel. Always have at least one clean tea towel with you, and you can put it, you can attach it there, because you can't see there, around the waist. On the side of the waist, sorry. Bang, you're all ready. Next thing, haircuts. If you have long hair, tie them in a bunch and eventually you can wear some kind of a kitchen hat, because the last thing you want is to find hair in your food. It's really, it's a horrible thing. So please, be careful with the hair as well. What about these? Bangles, rings. Always remove those before you start, okay? I see so many videos, even from well-known chefs, putting their hands full of rings inside a chicken with stuffing and their rings. Oh, this is how you do it. And this is so wrong. Okay? So when you want to do things seriously and you want to be a real cook, clean hands. And when I say clean hands, this is coming to our next step, which is washing your hands. When you come to the kitchen, the first thing you do after the uniform, go water, a bit of soap, you clean your hand all the way here to make sure it's nice and ready. There's no germs, nothing. Same thing for your environment. As you can see, look, I've got a clean kitchen. There's no clutter. I've got my little workspace here. I've got my chopping board. Everything is ready. Everything is in place. And that's always a nice feeling when you come into the kitchen and you can have everything nice and ready for you. And you feel better. So that's how you need to do it. The other point, very briefly, it's about the food in the fridge. Any ingredient you're going to be using, make sure it's always fresh and it's not out of date. So go through your fridge, and if there's anything looking a bit suspicious or smelly, always check it out. The rule of thumb, if we prepare things together, you can keep dishes or sauces or anything for some time, but nothing more than 24 hours, okay? This is very, very important. We don't want anyone to be sick or whatever. So whatever you make, count it 24 hours. You put it in a bowl if you want to preserve it in your fridge, put it in a container, plastic wrap, you take one of these markers, put a date on in the fridge, after 24 hours in the bin. Another thing about fridges, when you freeze product, if you want to defreeze something, do not defreeze it on your bench or soak it in water. You take it from the freezer, you put it in the fridge, and you leave it there for a day or more if it needs be. Once it's outside of the fridge, any preparation that has been frozen once, you do not refroze it or put it back in the freezer, okay? Because the germs will develop, and again, there's a risk of contamination. But all in all, I think for what we're gonna do, it's gonna be enough. If we need to cover more, we'll get into more details. So I hope you enjoyed the show and let's get cooking. I see you soon.